Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
And I'm Kevin. This is the second time we're doing this episode. So, today we are going to be doing Nulu. Nulu is a relatively new craft distillery, but not really craft.
So 6 years old.
Yeah, so 2016 is when they started. Prohibition Craft Spirits is the name of the company that puts this together. It is sourced. This is an MGP whiskey. So they are getting... I don't know what the mash bill is, so I don't know if it's there. MGP has two bourbons, rye bourbons. One's 36% rye, one's 21% rye.
Yep.
I'm not sure which one this one is, but it's one of those, and I guess we'll find out based off the rye notes that come through there. Outside of that, so they do barrel picks. They go in, pick specific ones, and that's what they've become known for. Yep. They pick really good barrels, and either they're finishing them in their own barrels or they're finishing them in something else. Like you have one finished in a cherry brandy?
Cherry brandy. So the wax is different colors.
Right.
So like the cherry brandy one I have is like pink right? Wax. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's become, well, Adam is a huge fan.
Yes, he is.
Anytime one rolls out in any of those liquor stores near here, he scoops it up.
Yes, it's interesting. We've done a handful of just like really good MGP whiskeys over the last handful of months. All right, March, we did a lot of March Madness, but the O.H. Ingram MGP whiskey, but they're finishing it on a boat, really adds something different to it.
Wheeler's
Raid,
here local
MGP, but they're finishing it in their own barrels, adds something different to it.
Yep.
Penelope, they're blending. They do a 4-grain, so they're blending the wheated from MGP and both of the ryes, so both of the rye bourbons, to come up with a 4-grain mix. Very good. That toasted was awesome. And now we got Nulu.
Yep.
It's just crazy. Crazy what you can do.
Again, this has turned into like the craft beer market. Everyone is just trying
something different.
Something different, something that may get them some notoriety.
Yep.
Or just anything else, just experimenting. If it works, great. If not, then you go back to the drawing board and try something else.
But they're distilling their own. That's what makes them different. They're now.
Right.
So they haven't bottled anything that's theirs, I don't think yet. But Nulu has actually started to distill and barrel their own distillate versus like Penelope hasn't, O.H. Ingram hasn't, Wheeler's Raid hasn't. So that's kind of the interesting part.
Again, we said it before. I think a lot of people probably won't, just because the investment you've got to make in
equipment and production, all like sourcing, all that kind of stuff.
So,
before we get into the nosing, April. Just wanted to throw two things. So we're doing a fundraiser in April. April has two very important things related to this channel. One, my son's birthday is April. He would have been 14 this year, and World Make-A-Wish Day, or World Wish Day, I think is what it's just World Wish Day, is April 29th. So this month, as a nod to my son's birthday and his wish, like he got a Make-A-Wish, and his wish was to be a YouTube star. While we have not hit star status, we are on YouTube, and we would like to do.
Someday we'll get there.
Yeah, at some point we'll, crack 300. This month, we will be matching up to $500 for anything that's donated in the link below to Make-A-Wish up through April 29th. So it is a great charity. It's amazing watching someone, your child that's been going through a crap time actually get something that
puts a smile on their face.
Yeah, totally takes their mind off of what they've been dealing with for the whatever, years, months, whatever it is. So we'd appreciate any donation that you could go there, and anything you do.
Every little bit counts.
It's going to get doubled.
Make a kid's wish come true.
Absolutely.
So,
all right, to the whiskey now. So, I got a touch of a peanut note. Definitely wood notes.
Yeah, a lot of oak.
A lot of wood notes. Yes. Yeah.
It's just by the color. I mean, it's pretty dark, I thought.
Yeah, it is. For a 5-year, that's just the fun thing. They do throw some. So we got a 5-year bourbon. It is 122.2 proof. Barrel B 350, bottle number 33. This is a total wine pick.
Yep, store pick. So this is actually from our Whiskey Club Christmas party.
Yeah, which we're going to get back to some Whiskey Club episodes as well. Yeah.
This actually might be the only bottle that's left.
From the party?
From that party.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I get a little bit of peanut, a lot of oak, some ethanol.
A lot of oak.
Not crazy sweetness or spice either way. Those are the things I got. That is a lot of baking spice.
Get the proof too.
Yeah, there's a little kick in the back. Yeah.
I get a ton of cinnamon.
Baking spice, yeah. Cinnamon, definitely cinnamon. Some other baking spices.
But the finish kind of
sweetens out, right?
Very sweet, but almost, for me, kind of creamy.
Okay. I'm not quite there, but it's sweetened out. Compared to the very beginning, like when it first hit the back of my throat, that baking spice and the proof was just like, oh, hey, that's...
Wake you up.
That's another level of whiskey, but it mellows out and gets sweeter.
My mouth is not drying out though.
No.
And I thought
for as oaky as the nose was?
Yeah, as oaky as the nose was, I was just expecting it just to dry out completely.
And you go top to bottom on the nosing. The bottom of that is so ethanol strong. Wow. I think I burnt some nose hairs.
All right, so I kind of held on to it for a while, that second sip.
That got sweeter the second time.
I'm getting like a raisin.
Okay.
I'm getting the warmth, not quite a hug.
Yeah, I was like, it's 122. I'm gonna get a hug, but it's just
warm.
like the warmth hits like here, it never drops.
I get it here.
Mine's like all in the like upper chest. It never just drops and like warms the whole chest.
Yeah, I'm getting all raisins right now.
Huh. It's not like if it was a sherry cask finish, I could say, oh yeah, totally. But why raisins? That's so odd.
I'm curious what water's going to do to this one.
Yeah, me too.
Is it going to sweeten it up, or is it going to make it hotter?
That's better if you hold on to it. That's really good. Like the
mouth still hasn't dried out.
The sugar notes, the caramel showed up that I didn't get when I just sipped it really quick.
Okay.
Like there was so much ethanol and like baking spice that came through. I never got to a sweet note. If you hold on to it, the sweet note actually showed up. All right. Let's see what some drops I want to do.
I'm thinking sweeter.
Well, I probably, because I can't see if the rye gets stronger or the oak gets stronger, something went really crazy there. Yeah, I'm thinking sweeter is probably the right.
Ooh, the nose is more rye.
Yes, but now I'm actually getting the vanilla underneath so I get rye baking spice nose. I'm starting to get a vanilla note that I wasn't getting before. So it did open something up.
This smells, oh man.
It's reminding you of?
It's reminding me of the like the presidential bottle, the one from the whiskey.
Yeah,
from the
proof and wood.
They had the presidential. They like what the tumble and dice
or
whatever.
Yeah.
This is what the nose now reminds me of some of those.
Which is also MGP.
Right.
But they use their thing. So Proof and Wood is the name of that company that does that. I think we did the Senator.
Senator.
That's what we did. So the Senator was, I think, 6-year-old bourbon, I think. But it's MGP bourbon, but they focus on... It was good. Yeah, I enjoyed that one. They focus on the two things that they control since they source their whiskey, the proof of where it's barreled and where it's bottled, and the wood that they put it in. Mm-hmm. That's probably a lot of what Nulu is controlling.
Yep.
They're obviously, they're putting it in, I'm assuming that's barrel proof at 122.2. That's my guess. Mm-hmm. So they're controlling proof and wood.
Yeah. No, it's exactly what the nose smells like to me.
It does. Yeah. Now that you say it, it does remind me of that. Which that was a really solid whiskey.
Yeah.
I was happy to be able to grab a bottle of that. and to sample some of the other ones at the Whiskey Festival.
Mm-hmm.
That baking spice.
Sweeter.
And sweetness.
Smoother.
It doesn't hit the back of the throat quite as harshly.
No?
No. The baking spice still comes. I mean, the first thing you get is that baking spice. And it's cinnamon, but there's other baking spices in there. But then it gets really caramel and vanilla sweet.
It's like the cinnamon spice. My son eats that cinnamon spice oatmeal, but it's the spice from it. Now, obviously not the oats, but mixing the cinnamon with sugar and that kind of
a little bit of everything, like whatever, allspice of sorts. Historically, it's always been like sourcing your bourbons was frowned upon, poo-pooed a little. But now there's so many companies that are sourcing who's producing it, but they're finishing it in a way that's like solid.
Yep.
I mean, Nulu, that's a really solid. That tastes very different than any of the O.H. Ingrams we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Very different than the Wheeler's Raid.
Yep.
Very different than Penelope. Like they're all getting it from the same place.
Getting it from the same place. It's all the same process. It's just there's just a little tweak.
Little tweak to the
mash
barrel,
bill or a tweak to the barrel that makes them stand out compared to somebody else.
Yeah, this is solid. Yep. I mean, if you've been around whiskey, Nulu has been pretty solid. People have noticed it. Again, one friend loves almost anything they put out, but reasonable, $56 for 122 proof bourbon, not too bad. 5-year bourbon.
I'm gonna say we pay a little bit more because it was a store pick.
Okay, but on average, it's $10 per year. So if it's in the mid 50s for a 5-year-old bourbon, that's about right. If it's 60, okay, maybe there's some finishing costs or whatever.
Yep.
I get that.
Obviously, it was a popular bottle.
Yeah, it got hit up pretty hard. Though I will say some people don't appreciate the proof quite as much.
Yeah?
Yes. You start to, my brother said, you have a callus on your tongue. That's the reason why you don't like 80 proof whiskey. I was just like, well, no, but
Well, you have had
I understand
this for a while.
Yeah, I understand. I understand exactly what he's saying. It's very good. It definitely, in my opinion, it swings past MGP whiskey. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we've had other MGP whiskeys that are like, yeah, that's okay. But it's still, even with water, it doesn't get to the point where you're like, ooh, that's definitely MGP.
I would say we get more hung up on the MGP rise.
I would agree.
Than the whiskeys.
I would agree. Absolutely agree.
It's just not. I mean, we'll drink
that
them,
95.5
but it's just
usually
not
has a profile.
necessarily in our
but there's a few that
flavor wheelhouse.
When you add water to it, it starts to tilt back to, oh yeah, that's MGP. Like there's nothing special to it at some point. This one holds up to that. Yeah. Probably because it's 122 proof. A little bit of water is really not going to impact it that much. So I'm sure that's part of it. Really excited to see what they do with their own distillate. How that turns out. They obviously have a profile and a really good taste.
I wonder if they're going to kind of follow the path of New Riff. Because New Riff, they did that for a while. They only had one label.
Right.
The OKI.
Yeah.
Ohio, Kentucky, Indiana is a white label, same shape bottle, just straight clear, not the matte black, the clear.
Right.
While they waited for their juice
to get to age.
So I wonder if this is what these guys are doing. They're going to copy the same mash bill.
I'm going to say yes.
Because New Riff had just like 3 bottles. Then they went to 6 different bottles, and now they've got I think 9 or 10.
Yeah, now they got.
So maybe that's what they're going to do. They're going to follow that kind of model.
Yeah. I don't know. This is a distillery that will be really fun to watch over the next, honestly, like 1 to 2 years. Because if they barreled anything in 2016 when they started, it's probably coming of age. It's really close to coming of age. So the next 1 or 2 years, watching what they do with their own distillate, or do they do what's the one in Filibuster? Do they have some of their distillate with some MGP, like start to
Possibly.
blend it together a little bit, and then build up.
That creates a whole nother color wax.
Hold on. Yes, yes. I don't
Because
know.
everything's got a different color.
I don't know how many colors you can do, but yes, you have to color it differently if you put your, if it's a blend of yours and MGP, or if it's just yours, it's got to be a different color. I agree.
It should be the marbled wax. MGP.
Ooh. Ooh. Look at Eric with his marketing brain.
I do think a waxed capped bottle.
Looks nice.
It looks really nice, but it draws your attention to that
It stands
bottle.
out, yeah. And the fact, and then not only do they wax it,
They emboss it.
but they stamp it. Yeah, it stands out. That's total. Nobody else does that.
No.
Like the other ones that I'm just thinking like old school wax, Maker's Mark. Nope. You got the red drippies. That's about it. This is nice and clean. Knob Creek.
The
that
Makers,
really crappy.
but the Makers is like every bottle's its own. It's a snowflake. The wax is never the same.
True, because they let the drippies drip.
Yeah, especially when you get to do your own bottle.
But that guy, actually putting your stamp in there. I like that. That's kind of a nice touch.
All right. Well, we got the cherry brandy one.
We do?
We can do that next.
Sure.
Yep. That was good.
It's very good. It's a good whiskey.
But again, we've got a buddy that anytime they drop something out,
Yep.
he's at the store getting it.
For the most part, it's a pretty solid value. Like you're
Yeah.
getting a strong whiskey for a reasonable price. I don't know, like if you throw a name brand out there, 122 proof for 50 some odd dollars, probably doesn't happen all that often. You know what I mean?
What, Elijah Craig?
Yeah, the barrel proofs, yeah, they're probably in that 50, 60 range. Yeah, if you can find them.
Yeah, if you can find them.
These you can find. It's not
can
crazy,
find them, but it's like you go to our local liquor stores. It's probably 10 bottles, 12 bottles.
Yeah.
That's what they get. So if you see it, you got to go get it
Yeah,
because it's definitely gaining in popularity.
right. It'll disappear because again, it's a pretty good value.
Yep.
And a pretty good whiskey.
All right. First Nulu.
First Nulu.
First Nulu. So I know I've got one.
Yeah,
You got the one from Adam. I'm sure.
We'll steal.
We'll steal it.
I got.
We can trade.
I got a lot of trading to do with Adam because he's got a lot of bottles that I need to
No,
trade out for.
We'll get those. I think he's got a couple more in his
I believe he does.
his bar. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed our first review of the Nulu distillery. Obviously, there's plenty more to come because they've got a lot out there.
Yes.
If you haven't had it, I would recommend anything you see. At least get you a 1 ounce pour
Yeah.
and sample it.
Yeah. Got to get a sample of this. It's too good to not at least try.
Exactly. 1 ounce pour. So just give it a
Little taster.
A little taster. So yeah, find it, try it. Hopefully you find it at a liquor store that has a tasting bar.
That helps.
That helps. So, but we really appreciate you watching this review. If you enjoyed it, we encourage you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We put out content similar to this at least twice a week, sometimes a little bit more. And if you have the means, again, just want to remind you, we're doing a fundraiser this month through April 29th. Anything you donate, we will match up to $500.
We appreciate any and all support.
Absolutely.
So, again, thanks for watching.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.